Hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, my name is Sæunn and I am going to take you through a strong yet also nice and stretchy yoga flow. Yeah, should be a good one. Let's do it. So we're going to start out in a child's pose. So bringing the big toes to touch, totally up to you whether you want to have the knees wide or a little bit more narrow. And then maybe reaching the arms back, or you can reach them forward, or you can sort of bring them to make a little pillow underneath the head. So allow the head to rest down whether it's supported or not. And then we'll just take a few moments here. Just a few moments to get settled. To really center ourselves, to fully arrive in the space and on the mat, in this moment. Checking in with how the body's feeling. Checking in with how the mind's doing. And then finally, when we're ready, settling the focus on the breath. Finding a soft, steady rhythm here, equal lengths, inhales and exhales. Softly in and out through the nostrils. And we try to keep this steady rhythm throughout the practice. And sort of our place to turn to, our anchor to the present moment. One more full round of breath. And then let's softly start to bring a little bit more activity into the posture. So starting to really reach the arms forward, drawing the hips back, lengthening through the sides of the body. Rooting down through the hands, slowly rising all the way up onto the hands and knees, coming into a tabletop. So bring the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, and let's softly rock the weight forwards and back a couple of times, just gently warming up the wrists a bit here. Really letting yourself tune into that movement, really feeling it. And then maybe starting to softly add to it, maybe taking it side to side. Maybe drawing some circles with the chest over the wrist. Moving really mindfully here. Switching directions if we haven't done so already. And then slowing it down, coming back into center. Let's find our cat-cow here. On the inhale, drawing a line with the nose, starting to open the chest forward, arching the back. On the exhale, tucking the tailbone, rounding the spine. Inhaling to open. Really drawing the shoulders back, lifting the heart. Exhale, rounding. Really spreading out the shoulder blades, pushing the mat away. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. Keep that movement going at your own pace. Slow and steady, moving really mindfully. And then next time we round the back, meeting there. And then we're going to start to draw these circles with the trunk of the body. So from the rounding, you start to take the like trunk of the body over to the left. And then you slowly lower it down. It's kind of like we're circling the rib cage. So you drop the rib cage down and then take it all the way over to the right. And then slowly rounding it back up into that rounded back. So I've heard some people call it barrel rolls. And I feel like that's quite appropriate. So it's kind of like you're imagining that the trunk of the body is stuck inside a barrel. And then you want to really roll through the body to try and touch every single inch of space inside that barrel. So you make these circles. Really mobilizing through the spine. Let's do one more circle and then switching directions. Really moving at your own pace here. And try to move as much of the spine as you can. And you can let it get even a little bit bigger and start to let the elbows play with it as well. Or you can keep it quite focused on the trunk of the body. And then let's slow it down, coming back into center. Sinking the hips back over the heels, coming into a child's pose again for a moment. Taking a deep inhale. And a long exhale. Softly walking the hands a step or two over to the left. Really lengthening through both sides of the body. Drawing that right hip a little bit back. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Softly walking the hands through the center. And a step or two over to the other side. Finding that space. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Softly taking the hands back into the center. Rooting down through the hands, rising all the way up onto the hands and knees. And then let's take the hands a couple of steps further in front. Keeping the arms really active here. So we're going to lower down into a puppy pose, but we really want to sort of wrap the upper arms in. Keeping the hands firmly grounded and there's sort of a little bit of a tuck in of the lower ribs. So it's a really active one rather than a passive one. So maybe you don't lower quite as far down. Keeping that strength through the arms, that hug in of the ribs. And the drawing the tailbone back. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting it back up, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, tucking the toes, taking the hips all the way up high into a downward facing dog. Maybe you want to take a moment to wiggle about a little bit here. Adding in some movement that feels good in your body right now. And then when you're ready, coming into stillness in the downward facing dog. Maybe the knees are a little bit soft, but the upper body's nice and long. Holding on to that little hug in of the ribs that we had in the puppy pose. So really nice and active here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. We're going to start to find these spinal ripples to take it forward into a plank. So on the inhale, as if the space between the shoulder blades is slowly being pulled forward. You round through the back as you shift the weight all the way forward into a plank. On the exhale, taking the knees to just float above the mat And then arching through the back as you pull the hips all the way up into a downward facing dog. Inhaling slowly, rounding it forward, lifting up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, floating the knees down, pulling the hips, sending this ripple through the spine all the way up. Inhaling forward. Exhaling back into a downward facing dog. 2 more, just at your own pace, with your own breath, moving really mindfully. Pausing in the downward facing dog. A full breath here, deep inhale. Long exhale. Softly walking the feet forwards towards the hands. One tiny little step at a time. Once you're all the way forward, softening through the knees a little bit. Letting the upper body hang heavy. Taking a moment here. So we're letting the upper body really soften, but the legs stay a little bit engaged. So you're pressing the feet into the mat. You're engaging up the legs all the way up into the glutes. And maybe there's a little bit of a bend in the knees. Taking a deep inhale and a long exhale. Slowly rolling it up through the spine. One vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up into standing. Letting the shoulders soften down the length of the back. Standing tall, deliberate. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, bending the knees, sinking the hips back, coming into a chair pose. So reaching the arms up. And on the exhale, we're going to bring the palms together, taking them to heart, but staying with that bend in the knees. So maybe it's not a super deep bend for you. Maybe it's quite a deep one. Just go with what you feel you can hold. Pressing the soles of the feet into the mat, really engaging up the legs all the way up into the glutes. And let's sort of hug the lower ribs in a little bit so you wrap them in, engaging the tummy as well. Pressing the palms together, shoulders drawing down. So really active through the body. Let's remember to breathe also. Deep inhale. Long exhale. We're going to softly start to take the weight into the right foot. On the inhale, floating the left heel off the mat. So you just use the toes to kind of rest on the mat. And on the exhale, you're going to send the toes back and literally just tap as if we're coming into a lunge, but not transferring the weight. And inhale, tapping it forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more inhale, forward. Exhale, back, holding. And I'm going to inhale, floating the leg up into the air. So we're coming into a warrior 3. Reaching the heel back, the crown of the head forward. Really engage through that standing leg. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly stepping that back leg down. We're going to inhale, reaching the arms up high, coming into a lunge. Exhale, slowly lowering that back knee to just hover. Inhale, pressing it back up. Exhale, lower so that right leg's working hard. Inhale, back up. Exhale, lower and hover, holding. Deep inhale. Exhale, bring the knee to the mat, fingertips down, and shifting the hips back, flexing into that front foot. So we're coming into a half split. Inhale, shifting it forward again into that low lunge. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back and pause. Breathing. Keeping the chest nice and lifted here, shoulders drawing back. Feel free to have a little bend in that front knee, but try to keep the foot flexed. Whew. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, shifting the weight forward. On the exhale, we're going to tuck the back toe and then lifting the back knee off the mat. Maybe we can go quite so far as to straighten out both legs. Maybe not, maybe the knees are a little bit bent. But draw that back heel down and back. And really actively root down through the bases of the front toes. The toes on the front foot. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, bending into that front knee. We're going to ground both hands down. And on the inhale, sending that right leg all the way up high, coming into a three-legged dog. Exhale, drawing the knee in towards the left elbow. Inhale, sending it back up high. Exhale, knee over to the right elbow. Inhale, back up high. Exhale, drawing the knee in towards the center of the chest. And we're going to flex the foot. Bring the ankle onto the left thigh. Bending the left knee and sending the hips back. So you're coming into like a figure four of the legs. Lengthening through the upper body. Breathing. Deep inhale. Exhale, shifting it forward again. We're going to bring the knee down by the right hand, setting up for a pigeon posture here. So maybe you wiggle the ankle a little bit forward. And we're going to potentially keep it flexed. I prefer that. We're going to hold it really engaged. So straight, stretch out through the back leg. And then really activate through the thighs, through the glutes. So maybe you come up onto the fingertips. Maybe you can even lift the hands off entirely. So really squeezing the thighs, squeezing the glutes. Holding it here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, gently lowering down onto the forearms. You can soften a little bit through the hips here now. But we want to still hold on to this little bit of integrity here. So you encourage the right hip a little bit back and the left hip a little bit forward. Maybe it feels nice to stay up on the forearms. Maybe you want to lower the chest all the way down. Allowing the forehead to rest on the mat or on the hands. Holding it here. Breathing, maybe closing the eyes. Really let yourself notice how the posture feels in the body. How the body responds. any sensations and how they maybe change the longer you stay here. Deep inhale, long exhale. Softly coming back up onto the hands, taking a deep inhale. On the exhale, we're going to lower the weight into the right hip, and then we're going to step the left leg forward, either over the ankle or over the right knee. Wrapping the right arm around, bringing the left arm just behind the body. So we're setting up for a twist here. Inhale, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Exhale, gently twisting. Taking the gaze over that left shoulder. Opening up across the chest, really elongating the collarbones. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly releasing the twist. I'm going to spin it back towards the front. And then bringing the right shin in line with the top edge, the short edge of the mat. And then left ankle is just above the right knee. And then you want the left knee to be stacked sort of above the right ankle. So basically, shins are pretty much parallel with each other. So depending on how you are in the hips here, maybe it looks a little bit more like this, and that's absolutely fine. Maybe you're able to get the feet to like literally lie flat on top of each other. Also great. If you're a little bit more like this and you're finding yourself rounding through the back a little bit, bring the hands behind the body and just lift the chest up a little bit. So you've got still this length through the upper body. If you've got a little bit more space, maybe bring the hands in front. And if you've still got even more space, then maybe you can start to fold over. But don't think too much about going down. Think about holding onto this space in the body. Breathing steady wherever you are. This is one of those love it or hate it kind of posture. I sometimes can't quite make up my mind about it. I wouldn't go quite as far as to say that I love it, but I don't know if I hate it either. Mixed feelings for sure. Keep the breath steady. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting it back up. On the exhale, you're going to uncross the legs, bringing the knees together. Either reaching the arms out or bringing them behind the body. We're going to float the feet off, coming into a boat pose. Either keeping the knees bent or you can straighten out the legs. Try and keep the chest nice and lifted. Deep inhale. On the exhale, optional, start to super slowly lower down to float just above the mat, holding. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting it back up. Exhale, either crossing the feet or sort of sweeping them around. We're going to step it all the way up into a downward facing dog. Holding it here. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Softly walking the feet forwards towards the hands. One tiny little step at a time. Once you're all the way forward, grounded through the feet, soft through the upper body, slowly rolling it up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up into standing, taking a moment here. Deep inhale, long exhale. Inhale, bending the knees, sinking the hips back, coming into that strong chair pose. Exhale, bring the hands in at heart, holding, engaged legs, tucked ribs really strong. Deep inhale, long exhale. Starting to take the weight into the left foot, floating the right heel off. Deep inhale. Exhale, really softly tapping the right toes back. Inhale, tapping them forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward, moving really controlled. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. And then inhale, floating the back leg up high, coming into that warrior three. Long line, heel through the crown of the head. Deep inhale. Exhale, really softly stepping it back. Inhale, lifting the chest, lunge. Exhale, with control, lowering the back knee to hover. Inhale, pressing it back up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower and hold. Deep inhale. Exhale, knee to the mat, fingertips to the mat, shifting the hips back, flexing into that front foot, half splits. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back and hold. Breathing. Steady. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, shifting the weight forward. Exhale, tucking that back toe, lifting the knee off. And again, maybe straightening through the legs, maybe a little bit of a softness in the knees. Front foot, bases of the toes really grounded. Back heel reaching back and down. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, bending into that front knee, planting the hands. We're going to inhale, reaching the left leg all the way up high. Exhale, taking the knee over towards the right elbow. Inhale, reaching it up high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Inhale, back up high. Exhale, knee to the center of the chest, flexing the foot, ankle onto the thigh, sending the hips back. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, shifting it forward again, bringing that left knee by the left hand. Setting up for the pigeon posture. Making it really active, like you're squeezing the thighs, squeezing the legs back together. Maybe up onto the fingertips. Maybe lifting it off entirely. Holding. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly lowering down onto the forearms. Again, maybe holding it here. Maybe lowering the chest all the way down. Just go with what feels best here for you. Keep that breath steady wherever you are. Maybe closing the eyes. Really focusing within. Allowing the body to soften a bit here. Without letting go of that integrity through the hips. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting up onto the hands. Exhale, taking the weight into the left hip and then stepping the right leg either over the ankle or over the knee. Bring the right arm just behind the body. Wrapping the left arm around the knee. Inhale, lengthening up through the crown of the head. Exhale, gently twisting. Holding it here. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly releasing the twist. And again, shifting that left shin so it's in line with the short edge of the mat. Right ankle just above the knee. And then right knee above the ankle. So it's quite important to get that line on the shins. Because if you draw a little bit further in, it's not quite going to be the same work in the hips. So again, maybe you need the hands behind the body. Maybe a little bit forward. Maybe you're able to fold it down a bit. Just take it wherever feels right for you. And then maybe you notice that it feels a little bit different on one side. And there could be a myriad of factors. Could be that we've already stretched out a little bit on the other side because this is like a double pigeon and we've already done pigeons on both sides now. Or it could be something else entirely. Could be, there's always a bit of imbalance in the body. And we want to notice that, not judge it, just notice it. Notice how it maybe changes. Notice how it feels. Just really tune in. One more breath here. Deep inhale. And a long exhale. Let's take the hands behind the body. Gently. This time we're going to plant the feet. Bring the hands just behind the body. And then on the inhale, we're going to lift the hips up. Lift the heart up. Coming into a reverse tabletop. So really lifting the front of the body as high up as you can. A breath here. Deep inhale. And exhale, softly lower the hips back down. Bring the knees together, either keeping the hands behind the body or reaching them forward. Making our way into that boat pose. Maybe the knees are bent. Maybe we stretch them out. Taking a deep inhale. And then exhale, optional to slowly lower it down, to hover, holding, deep inhale, long exhale, inhale, bringing it back up, holding, exhale, either crossing the ankles or sweeping them around, taking it up into a downward facing dog. Pausing. A moment here, breathing steady. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Now rather than walking it forward, we're going to find those spinal ripples again. On the inhale, starting to ripple it forward into a plank. On the exhale, taking the hips all the way up high. Keep it going. Try to create this continuous flowing movement with a breath. Slow and steady. Let's go for one more. And then meeting in a plank. Taking it forward, holding. And then softly lowering the knees to the mat. Gently hugging the upper arms in, lowering all the way down onto the tummy. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders. Kind of squeezing the thighs together, either keeping the feet on the mat, sort of pressing the tops of the feet down, or lifting the legs off as well. So we're going to inhale, lifting the chest, maybe the legs as well. And then lift the hands off and start to really squeeze the shoulder blades together. Holding. Breathing. Deep inhale. Exhale, extend the legs back behind. Palms facing towards each other. Deep inhale. And exhale, softly lower. Maybe bring the hands to make a little pillow for the head. Pausing here. A moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to softly take the hips all the way back over the heels, coming into a child's pose. Softening here. Letting it be a really gentle one. Letting the body sink down into the posture. Really noticing how it feels. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Softly rising back up onto the hands and knees. And let's take the hands a couple of steps further in front. Softly sinking the chest down into a poppy posture, keeping the hips up high. And you can allow this one to be a little bit more soft, a little bit more stretchy. Maybe letting the forehead or chin rest down. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. On the inhale, lifting the chest slightly. On the exhale, threading the right arm underneath the left, bringing that shoulder down onto the mat. A gentle twist here. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, taking it back into the center. And exhale, threading the left arm underneath the right. Again, gentle twist. Keeping the right shoulder nice and high. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, taking it back into the center. Exhale, melting the heart back down. Poppy pose. A full breath here. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest, hands underneath the shoulders. Exhale, tucking the toes, taking the hips up high. Downward facing dog. Inhale, reaching the right leg up into the air. Exhale, pointing the toe, bending the knee, allowing that knee to reach up, the right hip to stack on top of the left, but keeping the shoulders level as much as possible. Maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to slowly take that right foot all the way down, just toes down onto the mat, lifting the hips, lifting the chest, coming into a wild thing. Breathing. And then slowly, with control, taking it all the way back up into a three-legged dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, taking the knee in towards the chest and bringing it down by the right hand again, setting up for that pigeon posture. So we can do the same again, either just coming down onto the forearms, or you can add a little shoulders twist. So taking the right arm forward and then threading the left arm underneath. Finding that twist, similar to the one from our poppy posture. Holding on to a little bit of integrity through the hips. Right hip drawing a little bit back. Left hip drawing a little bit forward. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Softly taking it back up onto the hands. We're going to tuck that back toe. And then inhale, scooping the right knee in towards the chest. And exhale, lowering it down by the left hand. Lowering the hips down, spinning the left toes up towards the ceiling. So we're sitting evenly on the hips. Inhale, reaching the right arm up high. Exhale, taking it up and over. So it's like we're reaching for the air above the left toes, rather than the toes themselves. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, lifting it back up. On the exhale, we're going to step the left leg over the right knee. So we're going to start to shift the weight into that left foot. And then inhaling, reaching the right leg up into the air. So maybe it's the full standing splits. Maybe we're just trying to reach that leg up high. And it doesn't matter how high it goes. I want you to really engage through that left leg. Point that right toe and really engage through that leg as well. Keeping the breath steady. Deep inhale. Exhale softly, stepping it back, grounding the hands. Inhale, reaching the left leg up high. Exhale, pointing the toe, bending the knee, maybe allowing that hip to open. So stacking that left hip on top of the right, trying to keep the shoulders level. And then maybe you slowly take it all the way down, making your way into that wild thing. Hips and chest opening. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Bring it back into the center. Inhale, reaching the leg up high. Exhale, knee in towards the chest and bringing it down by that left hand. Again, maybe down onto the forearms, maybe taking that shoulder twist if you did so on the other side. So left arm forward, right arm threading underneath. Holding it here. Breathing. One more full round of breath. And then softly inhaling to bring it back up. I'm going to tuck that back toe, scooping the knee in towards the chest. And then bringing it down by the right hand. Lowering the hips down, spinning those right toes up towards the ceiling. I'm going to spin around. It feels weird facing back to you. So right toes up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reaching the left arm up high. Exhale, taking it up and over. Really lengthening through both sides of the body here. Breathing. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, stepping that right leg over the left knee. And then inhaling to reach that left leg up high. Coming into that standing splits or near enough. Active legs, active breath. Deep inhale. Long exhale. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly stepping it back. Downward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, however you want to get there, making your way into a seat. And we're just gonna softly lower all the way down onto the back, drawing the knees in towards the chest, releasing the arms out to the sides, maybe bending at the elbows. Taking a deep inhale. On the exhale, softly lowering the knees over to the left, but we're going to keep them off the floor. And then on the inhale, using the sides of the body to bring them back into center. Exhale, lowering over to the right. Inhale, back into center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Really activating the sides of the body, the core. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. One more each side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, center. Exhale, lower to the right. Inhale, center. On the exhale, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. I quite like to keep both feet flexed here, but go with what feels best. Maybe threading the hands, grabbing a hold of the back of the thigh, encouraging that left knee a little bit closer towards the body, but try and keep the hips and the sacrum on the mat. Taking a deep inhale. On the exhale, releasing the arms out to the sides, either keeping the cross on the legs or you can bring the knees together. We're going to take it all the way over to the left, coming into a full soft twist. Pausing here, letting the body softly sink down. One more full round of breath. And gently bring it back into center, uncrossing the legs if you haven't done so already. And then bringing left ankle, right thigh. Maybe grabbing a hold of the back of the leg, drawing it in. Just make sure that the shoulders stay soft here. Deep inhale. Exhale, releasing the arms, slowly taking it all the way over to the right. Again, taking whichever leg variation that you did on the other side. Whether that's crossed or knees together. One more full round of breath. And slowly taking it back into center. Maybe hugging the knees in, maybe circling them. Allowing the body any final little wiggles here, any final bits of movement. And when you're ready, extending the legs out long. Allowing the arms to fall softly on either side of the body. Settling into Shavasana. Letting go of any effort. Letting go of any control of the breath. Allowing the body to soften. Very, very gently start to deepen the breath. Start to bring some soft movement back into the body. Maybe even taking a full body stretch. And in your own time, making a way to lie on whichever side of the body calls to you right now. a moment here. And when you're ready, coming all the way up into a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like to you. Sitting tall, letting the shoulders soften down. Bringing the palms together at the heart center, softly bowing the head in gratitude for the body, for the practice, and for this moment. Bringing the thumbs to touch the forehead for kind thoughts, to the lips for kind words, and to the heart for kind actions. Namaste. Thank you so, so much for practicing with me today and for giving yourself this time. If you do enjoy my practice, please do also check out my online membership, Flow Society, where there's lots of extra classes and exclusive members only contact. And yeah, please do subscribe, comment, share, all of that fun stuff. Thank you so, so much. Have a wonderful day.